I pulled into the dusty driveway of Hayes Farm under a blazing Midwest sun, the old oak sign creaking in the wind-established 1910. It read, "A testament to generations of grit in Willow Creek, Nebraska." It was late summer 2023, and I'd just inherited the place from my grandfather Samuel after his passing. The wild grasses swayed like they were welcoming me back, and I couldn't resist snapping a photo on my phone, the afternoon light glinting off his framed purple heart in the window. But in my haste to share the moment online, I forgot to crop out the address, basically handing out a free invitation to anyone lurking on social media. Samuel had always drilled into me, overshare, and you invite trouble. Turns out he was right. Before I could even delete the post, heavy boots crunched on the gravel. The front door flew open with a bang that rattled the hinges, and in stormed this woman in her mid-40s, all sharp edges and fake polish. Victoria Lang, she'd later introduce herself as, clad in a crisp navy suit that screamed official business, wielding a high-end camera like a weapon. She didn't knock, didn't ask, just started panning the lens over Samuel's living room, narrating violations like she was judge and jury. Fence too tall by 2 feet, $200 fine. Exterior paint not in the approved spectrum, $150 hit. And those war relics? Potential hazard, $300 assessment. Her voice was clipped, authoritative, but her eyes darted like she was hunting for weaknesses. I dropped my bags, heart pounding. Who the hell are you? This is private property trespassing. My words came out sharper than intended, adrenaline surging. She turned, flashing a smirk that made my blood boil. Neighborhood association has full inspection rights for safety overrides. Your boundaries don't trump community welfare. It sounded so official, like she'd rehearsed it in front of a mirror. But something felt off the way she fiddled with her device's timestamp, backdating it to make her inspection look legit. I blocked her view of Samuel's metal case, my hands shaking. That's breaking and entering. Get out now. She laughed, a cold, mocking sound that echoed off the walls. Law enforcement backs us on this. You'll see. As she slapped a pre-printed notice on the kitchen counter demanding compliance in 48 hours, I spotted Samuel's open journal on the table. Pages filled with his neat script about rejecting federal land grants, insisting on keeping the farm family run, free from bureaucratic strings. And now this intruder was filming it all, twisting his legacy into some fabricated blight. I grabbed my phone to record her, the irony hitting me like a gut punch. We were both capturing crimes, but from opposite sides of the truth. The next days blurred into a nightmare. My mailbox overflowed with slick letters from phony agencies, the Heritage Oversight Bureau, demanding access, citing environmental threats. The seals looked real at first glance, but the email domain screamed fake, .com instead of .gov. This wasn't random, it reeked of a setup. Then came a text from Arthur Klein, the town's grizzled historian, a 75-year-old with a memory sharper than a tack. She's bluffing power she doesn't have. Here's the real association charter. The attachment laid it bare. Their jurisdiction stopped at street-visible exteriors, no home invasions, no safety excuses. Arthur's call that afternoon cracked the facade wide open. Samuel testified back in '92 against a developer using bogus city docs to bully folks off their land. Save the Jenkins farm from bulldozers. He kept records, said these schemes recycle with new faces but old tricks. As we talked, I stared at Samuel's journal, realizing Victoria had captured those private words. My grandfather's purple heart gleamed, a reminder of real sacrifice, not this entitled charade. I took a breath. Arthur, I'm the new mayor of Willow Creek. Been keeping it quiet to avoid bias, but this fraud? It's time the town knows. Word spread like wildfire. 2 days later, Officer Reed rolled up in his cruiser, body cam rolling, neighbors peeking from porches with phones out. Victoria arrived in her sleek black SUV, folder bulging with more fakes. Officer, this farm's a violation hotspot, immediate intervention needed. Reed, a steady guy in his 50s with salt and pepper hair, shut her down cold. Trespassing's criminal, ma'am. Associations handle curbside aesthetics, online warrantless entries. The crowd murmured, phones capturing every word as he debunked myths. No, safety claims don't give carte blanche. That's for certified inspectors with court orders. In a hushed aside, Reed shared a personal tie. Samuel got my family through a rough patch in the 80s. Sloan's advice, no strings. He respected the law, expected the same. The standoff escalated when local news vans pulled up, turning our driveway into a spectacle. Neighbors grilled Victoria. Where's the 30-day notice? The board vote. Her answers crumbled, but she held that smug grin, hinting at bigger forces. The climax hit at the community hall meeting a week later, packed with 70 furious residents, air thick with tension. Phones everywhere, live streams buzzing. Victoria wheeled in Prop's laptop, supporters from out of town whispering like conspirators. I stood, heart racing. I'm Ethan Hayes, your mayor. Handled this privately at first, but fraud like this demands action. Gasps rippled, cameras swiveled. Victoria leaped up, pointing accusingly. Corruption. He's shielding his property with office perks, abusing power. Chaos erupted, shouts of conflict versus expose her. I clicked through slides. Real charters versus her forgeries, missing seals, bogus domains. Arthur backed me with decades of archives. Samuel fought this rot before. These aren't real. Neighbors piled on. She hit me with fake EPA threats. Forged seals on mine too. Victoria's facade cracked, papers scattering, but she sneered at the cameras. Higher powers than this small-town charade are coming. You'll see governmental overreach for what it is. Her trump card dropped the next day, a contract with Samuel's forged signature, granting association control. Sophisticated fake county stamps, municipal SIGs. But I played smart, photographing it chain of custody style, rushing to forensics. 5 nail-biting days later, another packed hall. The examiner's verdict boomed. Created last week, not decades ago. No auth codes, pure forgery. Outrage exploded. Arrest her. Fraud. Victoria sweated, fumbling docs as the crowd bayed for justice. State investigators swarmed in unmarked cars, uncovering a web. Victoria's scheme targeted 52 heritage farms across 3 states, forcing sales below market via fake pressure, raking in millions with developer payoffs. Emails, wiretaps, embezzled $62,000 from community funds. It was organized crime, racketeering, interstate fraud. As mayor, I cooperated fully, recusing on personal stakes, watching charges stack, conspiracy, forgery, the works. Convictions came swift, state and federal, restitution topping $450,000. Hayes Farm earned permanent state heritage status, a bronze plaque unveiled under that same oak sign. Samuel's final journal entry surfaced. True duty means guarding rights through law, not force. Spot the fakes, protect the real. It tied his wartime heroism to this civilian battle, turning our farm into a symbol of resilience. Looking back, from one door-kicking intruder to exposing a regional racket, the fight proved principles win when you stand firm. But it raises questions. Was I right to hide my mayoral role at first, or did that fuel the corruption accusations? Should heritage sites get automatic protections against these schemes, even if it means more government oversight? And what if higher powers really exist, developers pulling strings in shadows? Drop your thoughts below. Does power corrupt, or does fighting it make heroes? Hit like if this fired you up, subscribe for more real-life twists, and let's debate in the comments. What would you have done differently?